The next presentation is going to be by one of my fellow Vietnam helicopter pilots. That would be Chuck Bayless. Chuck, are you awake? Are you here? There he is. This is something that those of us that were exposed to Agent Orange, which I suspect most of us were, and then those of us that went to the desert later on got exposed to some other stuff. So there's something called the Pact Act that is going to help us out, I think, or at least allow us to put in for compensation. So come on up, Chuck. Sorry.
Thank you, Skip. Can we have the first slide?
First
You
slide.
got it? Yeah. Okay. If you were in Vietnam, there's a good chance that you were exposed to Agent Orange. Next one, Skip. The aircraft in this slide is from the 336th Assault Helicopter Company out of Sac Trang. Let me begin with some background. Please, Skip. From 1962 to 1971, during Operation Ranch Hand, the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Army sprayed tactical herbicides for control of vegetation throughout South Vietnam. Skip. During the war, more than 20 million gallons of agents green, pink, purple, blue, white, orange, orange 1, orange 2, orange 3, and super orange were sprayed throughout the countryside. The herbicides were named based on the color of the barrels. With Agent Orange, for example, about 5 million gallons were sprayed, some after the cessation of Agent Orange spraying. Next slide. What is the Pact Act? Officially, it means honoring our promise to address Comprehensive Toxins Act of August 2022. This is a new law that expands VA health care and benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. It was signed into law by President Biden on August 10, 2022. Next slide. Why is it important? The Pact Act adds to the list of health conditions that we assume or presume are caused by exposure to these toxic substances. Now, Vietnam veterans are automatically presumed to have been exposed to herbicides during their service and are qualified for certain VA benefits. Let me just repeat that one. Now, Vietnam veterans are automatically presumed to have been exposed to herbicides during their service and are qualified for certain VA benefits. A condition is considered presumptive when it is established by law and regulation. If you have a presumptive condition, you don't need to prove to that the service caused this condition. The Pact Act adds several geographic areas to be eligible for Agent Orange presumptions. These include Guam, American Samoa, Laos, and Thailand. Skip. Okay, we have in there.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. What we want to do, there is a, we're showing a list of presumed medical conditions related to Agent Orange. Now, a full explanation of these is available on the VA's Pact Act website. Besides the VA's established long-time list of benefits for leukemia, Parkinson's disease, and prostate cancer, with the Pact Act, they've added hypertension, peripheral neuropathy, bladder cancer, hypothyroidism, and Parkinsonism. And for those exposed to burn pits, mainly in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, and certain other areas, they've added more than 20 toxic exposure conditions, including brain cancer, kidney cancer, lymphoma, pancreatic cancer, chronic bronchitis, pulmonary fibrosis, and emphysema. So, what does this mean to you? Now you've got a greater opportunity for receiving benefits. When the VA approves your claim for benefits, you are entitled to a monthly payment for the rest of your life. Skip. What should I do about it? File a claim. Unfortunately, those filing after August 14th of this year will not be eligible for retroactive benefits. But get your claim filed right away. Somewhere around 843,000 veterans have already filed. Next slide. So, who can help me? Gather up any medical records that you have to support the ailments and diseases you have. Take your DD.
What you're doing is you're hitting the...
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that's why they think you...
All right. I'm sorry about that. All right. Let me say, take your DD 214 and run to the nearest DAV office, Disabled American Veterans. There is a DAV office in almost every county. There's one in Fulton, Cobb, Cherokee, Hall, Gwinnett. It's a nonprofit organization. They are all volunteers. They know their business. They are usually open 2 days a week, and you can make an appointment. They will actually fill out a claim form for you with your guidance. They will send it off for you. Next slide. I don't know if we'll get that or not. That's what it's going to cost. Absolutely nothing. And next. This is just a short personal story. I began 8 years ago by filing a claim for tinnitus. Then I filed a claim for PTSD. Excuse me. When the Pact Act came about last year, I filed for type 2 diabetes. Then I filed for peripheral neuropathy. And with that, I filed for hypertension. So I'm now rated at 70% disability. I don't think I look too bad for all that disability. But anyway, next slide. If you have, next one, yeah. If you have not enrolled in the VA's Agent Orange registry, I would recommend that you do this. The registry offers veterans who served in Vietnam the opportunity to learn about possible health problems that may be related to Agent Orange exposure. The registry health exam is free and includes an exposure history, a medical history, and a physical exam. It's not complicated, it's not time-consuming. This process can be started by contacting a VA environmental health coordinator at any VA facility. Last slide, and it should be resources. Here are websites that are available to you. I realize this is hard to read. I have copies of this, and please see me. Be glad to give those to you. Or just Google pactact.va.gov. And as a famous retired colonel says, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.